everyone, and welcome to the Dig Your Vibe podcast, where you learn all about how to have a more high vibrational lifestyle. My name is Nicole Veda, and I am incredibly excited to talk to you guys about this week's topic, which is manifestation. I'm really excited because let me tell you, there is such a power in being able to manifest abundance for yourself and for others. I I absolutely couldn't wait to talk with you guys about it. So first, let's lay down the groundwork of what manifesting really is. I know that some of you might already be super familiar with it, but I know that I wasn't when I first started on this journey. So I really wanted to lay down some of the rules, and talk to you about why it's important and how powerful of a tool it can be in your life. It's more of a lifestyle thing than even just something that you use day to day. It seems like once you start manifesting things in your life, unless you get to a point where you can get stuck, which happens, it seems like it's kind of hard to stop. So let's talk about what the word actually means. So the word manifesting definition means to display something or to make something appear. And generally that's what manifesting is. The idea behind manifesting is the same as I talked about in last week's episode that was about gratitude. If you haven't checked that out, then really go check that out, because gratitude is going to be immensely important in the manifestation process. So I would definitely look into gratitude first. Check out the last week's podcast, episode 2. Definitely delve into that first. It all comes down, as I said before in the previous episode, it all comes down to the flow of energy and the power of your thoughts. So manifesting is, simply put, the ability to create opportunities, experiences, and really your own reality through the sheer power of putting it out into the universe. Now, before you tell me that I sound crazy, let's talk about the proven power of our thoughts. So the one that's most commonly talked about when we're talking about the law of attraction, which again, there's a lot of research on. We think about placebos, we think about things like that. When we're talking about law of attraction experiments, the one that I've seen most often is called the Volkswagen principle. And that comes from the book E Squared by Pam Grout. I would definitely check that out. A friend of mine told me to check out the book. He said, if you're interested in manifesting, read this book, try out the experiments. You're going to be shocked in how it works out. And I really was. So in the Volkswagen Jetta principle, it starts off by you set out to see one specific thing for the next 24 hours. So some of the examples that she gives are a Volkswagen Jetta, hence the name. There's also yellow butterflies and purple feathers. So you choose one of those things, and it can be really anything. Those are just the examples. And because you are thinking that you're going to see it, because you are keeping it in your mind, you start to notice it everywhere. You believe that you're going to see what you chose. It starts to be absolutely everywhere. So I tried this experiment with a Jeep Wrangler, and I started to see them more often, specifically in the color that I was looking at, which is dune. I started seeing that specific Jeep everywhere, in different parking lots. I took pictures of them each time I saw them. I thought it was hilarious, but also I was nearly floored when I was driving to work, and I look beside me, and lo and behold, there is a truck carrying around 9 Jeep Wranglers passing by me on the freeway. I was so shocked that I even took a video of it, because I couldn't believe it. I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can find that video. I deleted all the videos off of my phone, but it should be saved on my Google Photos, and that way I can post it on my Instagram so that you guys can see it. So now you might be saying, Nicole, if you're focused on something, of course you're going to notice it more. And that's kind of the point. Whenever you focus on something, whatever you focus on, you're going to get more of. So if you focus on manifesting positive outcomes for yourself, chances are you're going to see more of those too. So When I first delved into the spiritual community, I began hearing the word manifest here and there on different posts, in different conversations. But my journey with manifesting truly began at the beginning of last year. I had heard about this amazing retreat called the Mind, Body, Soul Holistic Retreat, hosted by the incredible emotional mastery coach Luciana Garcia. Go and check her out. She is amazing. I read about the event when I was scrolling through Facebook, and I just knew I knew that it was going to be just this huge landmark event in my life. And so I went and looked. I saw the prices. I was like, okay, I need to start saving up. So I started putting a little bit of money aside. I always put money into my savings, but I said, okay, this money is going to be specifically for these tickets. I told my significant other about it. I was all set to buy them, but something was holding me back. I can't even really remember, tell you what it was. I had the money, but something said don't buy them just yet. And so I didn't. And this was towards the end of 2018. The event was going to take place in early January 2019. Or somewhere in the middle, like somewhere around like the 16th or the 18th, the middle of January. So Christmas break began, and then soon came Christmas Eve, and that's when something happened that really changed all of our plans, my family's whole plans for that Christmas season. So one of my old family dogs had broken her leg, and on Christmas Eve, and we were really, really worried about her. We knew that it was going to be really expensive. We needed to do x-rays because of her age and the fact that because she's older, it was going to take her longer to heal. And because of that, she was possibly going to need surgery. It was also due to the nature of the break. So we all decided to pitch in to help out, to pay for all of those big expenses, the vet visit, the x-rays, the surgery, all of it. So I just decided, hey, I'm just going to send over the money that I had saved for the tickets for the retreat. I resigned not to going. I said, okay, oh well, life happens. If I wasn't meant to go, I wasn't meant to go. And of course, my dog's life is far more important than me going to a retreat. It's going to be there. I was going to have another opportunity. However, a few days later, a really amazing and wonderful friend of mine, she tagged me in a post on the Facebook page for the event that announced that they were having a giveaway. I was ecstatic. This was it. It was my opportunity to go to the retreat and continue my spiritual journey. And I decided that this was the time to try out my ability to manifest. So I did my research. I put the plan into motion. And sure enough, I won the giveaway. So now I'm going to go ahead and break down the steps to manifesting and share what I did in order to manifest the giveaway. That way you guys can apply this to whatever situation in your life, whatever it is that you want to manifest, whatever positive outcomes or whatever big event you want to manifest in your life. You just go ahead and get a notebook, write these down, or just replay it again, whatever works best for you. And that way you can apply it to your life. So the first thing that I find specifically helpful when manifesting is to know exactly what it is that you want. Just be specific. There's some other, there's some other experiments in the book that I talked about earlier, where you're just generally looking for a sign. But oftentimes when you're manifesting, it's important to be very specific about what you want. The next thing is be sure that whatever it is that you're trying to manifest is in line with your dharma. So the universe is not going to give you something that is not supportive of your highest self and your journey to your highest purpose. I don't believe that you're going to be able to manifest things that are going to bring harm to others or something that is ultimately going to be bad for you, because a lot of this has to do with being divinely protected and being guided. And if it's not going to suit you, it's not going to help you, it's not going to be given to you. And that's for the best, and that's for your own good. So it's good to know. It's good to know that you're only going to get what's best for you. The next thing is to use affirmations to state what you want as if you already have it. So that is, instead of saying, I'm going to win the giveaway, you're saying, I won the giveaway. It already happened. Don't state it as if it's going to happen. State it as if it already did happen. And it can be either spoken or written down. I find it most powerful to write it down. But it's probably, you could probably do it by looking in the mirror, saying it every morning, just saying it, repeating it to yourself, saying it to the moon, saying it to God, the creator, source, your ancestors, your guides, whoever it is that you feel comfortable. It's what you believe in, and that your belief is going to be what's most important in this case. So just state what it is that you want as if you already have it. I like to write it down. There's two places I like to write mine down. One is my trusty my notepad app on my phone. I don't know why that one always just feels super powerful to me. If it's written in the notepad app, it's gonna happen. And so the next one is also, I have little cards, and when I write it down on a piece of paper, I really find it helpful to write it down in gold, because to me, it just really cements it. Gold is very powerful to me, but that's because it's what I believe, not necessarily because gold itself is more powerful. So you can really write it anywhere. You can just write it on a random sheet of paper. You can write it in a notebook, in your journal before you go to sleep. I write a lot of affirmations in general before I go to sleep, just to help me throughout my life. So just write it down wherever it is that you feel is most important to write down, or speak it to the universe. The next thing is to let the universe know that you deserve it. You need to feel worthy to get what you need in life and to lead you to your true calling. It's about feeling that emotion of, yes, I deserve this. This is what I need to reach my highest self. And I deserve to receive these wonderful things in life. And if you truly feel that way, and you let the universe know that you feel that way, it all becomes more powerful. The next thing is to live in gratitude that you already received what you manifested before you even receive it. This part is huge. It's a big one. It's one of the many reasons why gratitude is such a big deal. The vibrations that you send out when you're feeling that happiness and that power and your ability to create the life that you want, it's essential to manifesting. So one great way to practice this is to visualize yourself getting the news that you received, what you asked for. It doesn't even have to be like sitting down and meditating on it. It can just be in that very moment. Close your eyes, do whatever you need to do to get into that headspace of imagining it happening. So I remember closing my eyes and imagining texting my family and my friends, telling them that I had won. I imagined jumping up and down when I saw the post stating that I had won. Overall, I just felt joy in the fact that I was going, and in the fact that I had the ability to manifest it for myself. Lastly, just live as if you already received what you are manifesting. So it's important not only to just state that you already received it, but live as if it's already been received. When I was manifesting winning the giveaway, I began telling people that I had plans for the weekend that the retreat was going to take place. So they asked me, hey, what are you doing next weekend or whatever? I was like, oh, I'm going to this retreat. It's about this, this, and this, and this. And then I also wrote down on my planners. My planner is, I have this planner and everything's color coded. I write down everything that I'm going to do for the day, all of my plans, my personal plans. Everything that I'm excited for, I write down on that planner. So I just said, hey, I know that I haven't won yet. And this was in like early December when it was all announced. I just wrote it down. Mind, body, soul retreat, mind, body, soul retreat. I knew that I was going on those 2 days. So I planned for it. I also started to figure out what I was going to wear, and I started to plan what time I was going to get up. I started to look up where the event was going to be so that I could know how far the drive was, so I could know how much time I had to get ready and how much time I had to drive over, all of that. And so living that way, living as if I already won, was really, really powerful to me, because it was another way of telling the universe, yeah, I already know that I got it and it's what I deserve. So this can either go for manifesting for yourself or manifesting for others. So since I've had so many successful experiences with manifesting, a lot of my friends have started to ask me to manifest opportunities for them. And I do the same thing. I write it down, usually on the notes app on my phone. I'll say, so-and-so got the scholarship, or, so-and-so got into the school she wanted to get into. And then I'll start to visualize them texting me or calling me or telling me in person that it happened. I experience that joy and that excitement that I feel at hearing the good news. I visualize their joy and excitement. I imagine them telling their significant others or telling their family members, telling their other friends that this amazing thing happened to them. I just overall feel that joy. I feel their joy. I feel my joy and the fact that it happened. I feel my joy in the fact that I was able to be a part of opening the doors to create that opportunity for them. A lot of it has to do with their own hard work and the fact that they're amazing people who worked hard to get what they deserve. But there's other elements that go into just opening the doors for that. And I just feel all that joy and excitement of being a part of it. And so far, it's been 100% effective. Everything that people have asked me to manifest for them, they also, it happens to them. And it's also important to note that these people are also extremely open to it. They also work with manifestation, and they also work with feeling that joy and happiness. So it's not all just me doing it for them, but I'm just lending them over my energy since they know that it's something that I really enjoy doing. So sorry about that. I'm still getting over, I had lost my voice a few weeks ago from like an upper respiratory infection, and so I hope it finally sounds normal. I hadn't recorded for a little bit because it was completely gone, but feeling a little bit better. Just I think sometimes it might still sound a little weird. Ooh, okay, well, what I was saying was that manifesting has just really become a huge part of my spiritual growth. I think it's been so important to me because it has reaffirmed what I'm capable of. I can't even explain how amazing and just powerful it feels to know how much control you have over your own life and over your own destiny, and that you can make these things possible and available for yourself. It's really a really beautiful and amazing and powerful experience. And I think it helps with the anxiety of what's going to happen. And there's a lot of uncertain experiences that we go through in life. There's been a lot lately. But I think that if we feel comfortable and we feel safe in the fact that we can do this and that we have this power in our mind to create the reality that we want, to make the world that we want it to be, I just think it really helps. And it's helped with my anxiety a lot. It's helped with feeling uncertain and not knowing of what's going to happen, because I feel like I have more control over things now. So it's also reaffirmed the fact that I am protected and divinely guided towards my dharma, because I know that the universe only gives me things that are in direct line to my dharma, and they're really going to support me in becoming who I'm meant to be. So now comes the point where I typically say something about how I know that it sounds hippy-dippy, and even if it is a placebo effect, I don't care because I'll take it. But honestly, the things that I have manifested this year and the synchronicities that have occurred because of this practice, they just can't be written off as a coincidence to me. I think that's why it's become such a big part of my spiritual journey. It's just too real for me not to believe it or for me to write it off. I'm so excited to hear about all the things that you all manifest and to be a part of your journey. 2 really amazing introductions to manifestation that I want to recommend are the books E Squared by Pam Grout. It's the one that I mentioned earlier in this episode. It has so many amazing experiments that are going to be really helpful in introducing you to manifesting, or to just fine-tuning your ability to manifest. Whether you're a beginner or whether you've already been doing it, I definitely would recommend it. And the next one is, it's a book, Manifest, by the creator of Dreamy Moons, Annie, which it features her incredible artwork. She is a beautiful artist. Her watercolor paintings are just absolutely gorgeous. You can find that, I believe, on dreamymoons.com, and I think also at her Instagram, Dreamy Moons. She creates gorgeous art pieces that I constantly share to my story. She doesn't know that I'm I'm talking about her on this podcast, but she's really, her artwork is beautiful. So definitely check out that book. It's gorgeous. It's just a gorgeous piece to have, but also it's an amazing little workbook. It kind of guides you and directs you and helps you to figure out why you're manifesting this and how it's going to help you and guiding you through those steps. So I definitely recommend that as well. So check those out if you have the chance. If you have any questions about manifestation, please comment on the post for this episode on my Instagram under the handle Dig Your Vibe, or email me at digyourvibe@yahoo.com. If you have any experience with manifesting that you would like to share, please send them to me as well. Send them to that email. And I would love to have a certain section of this podcast where I share your experiences with what we talked about. So write up your story, write up your experience so that I can share them with everybody. We can continue to share in the positivity and the benefits of living this high vibrational lifestyle. So send them my way. I'm so super excited to read them. I'm so excited. So please do it. Oh my gosh. Okay. Also, if you have time, please leave me a review on whatever platform it is that you found me so that other people can find this podcast and join the journey with us. It's really important, and it's the way that we're going to get our message out there and kind of continue to build on this community and to continue to connect with each other. So please do that. As always, I thank you for coming on this journey with me. The light in me honors the beautiful, bright, and brilliant light in you. Namaste.